So I've been playing around with this NI 200 wire, and I did actually get one to work in the sub tank. It when it's cold, it reads a 0.09. I know it's really bright. I have it set at 300 degrees, and it is a better vape if I take it off to 200 watts that I have it on, which doesn't mean anything. It only goes up to 70 in temp mode, but just looks cool at 200 watts. All right. But it does do a better job of mellowing out that vape instead of being all harsh and bouncy as far as the temperature control goes if I turn it down to like 25 watts. It's a good vape. It's a flavorful vape. As long as I'm there, it's Doomsday Gourmet in there. Apocalypse, I believe. Will not be getting a review. However, it is a very tasty juice, and I'm just not going to give it a review because the label got all messed up with the whole leaky bottle issue. So there are 4 Doomsday Gourmet bottles up there. 3 will be getting a review. I already did a review for one. Just put that out there. This isn't like anything formal, anything special. I've been playing with temperature control. And I built some wonky thing the other day that I don't know if anybody saw it. I had it in my dripper at 0.09, and it was this weird quad coil setup that was just messed up. But if you saw it on my Facebook or Instagram, oh geez, we'll just drop stuff. This is the Fogger. We'll go right into this. This is the Fogger 4.0. Not my choice of Fogger. I like my 6 much better. And I'm going to show you what I did in here, because I'm just an idiot. And yeah, that chimney piece is always so hard to get off. Why chimney piece? Why do you have to be so difficult? And I can't get my tools out of my Coil Master kit because the foam is so darn rugged and tough. Alright, let's see here. See if I can get this. Ooh, we did. We got it. Now, I'll pop the lid off here. It's single coil. How did you put a single coil in a Fogger? That's a dual coil setup. That's what you're thinking, if you've ever seen one of these. Right at the very top. Yeah, get some light. Right at the very top. I put it right across everything, right at the very top. And I wicked it into the 4 channels down there. And I'm showing you this because I'm going to pull it out of here. Because it works. It's not ideal. We'll put the base here. It's not ideal. It wicks. It does, even being so far away from everything, it does wick. Wait, we gotta fire this first before I screw this down. Check atomizer. Yes, check atomizer. Please do. New atomizer. Yes. So this is wrapped at 0.11. And you can see it's just monstrous. And we're going to leave it on the setting we had for the sub-tank. It does produce, actually. It does produce quite nicely. Let me turn it up a bit. Blow your head off. It does produce quite nicely. But it seems to choke off just a little bit of that air. So we're going to be pulling that out of there. I just thought I would show it to you before I did it, because it is possible to put a single coil in here, and you can see it's getting all burnt up and nasty already, and it's only been in there for like a day. And that's all I did. There's the channels that come down where the wick came out of the coil. I just split it. Just split them two ways down to the channels, just onto the deck. I never put anything down in the channels. Even on my V6, I don't put anything down in the channels. I just lay it on top. And it works great. This worked alright, but now, let me see if I can yank this out of here. You can see how high off the deck. Yeah, I'll get the camera. See how high off the deck that is? Your coils are supposed to be built K-Fun style over those airflow holes. And it's not going to cooperate with me now. Let's just rip it out that way. Rip it out that way. Why not? Now, I do have one other little thingy to show. I pulled apart the latest Triton coil, Atlantis coil, whatever, temperature control coil that I was using. It started getting dry hits, whatnot. Alright, you can see that. Look at how high off the deck that is. Don't dry fire your NI200, alright? Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be using it, so I can dry fire it all I want. It's not even glowing at that level. Just enough to heat it up. That's it, really. It's hitting that 411. I got it set at just fine, and not even glowing. But look at how high off that deck it is. Those are like almost 3 mil holes. So that's a good 10 mil off the deck. Close. Close. So there's a 3 mil screwdriver. So 6, 7, maybe 7 mil off the deck. Way up here. Way at the very top part of that chimney. Without touching the chimney. That's how I did that. Why'd you do that? I wanted to see. Because I couldn't fit with 26 gauge NI200. I couldn't fit enough wraps in there and wick the thing. So I wanted to see. That's why. That's why. Now, as far as using the Snowwolf, and there's other devices out there, I guess, that are way better at doing this whole temperature control thing to where it won't burn your cotton. However, this is my, yeah, put the hand up there. That's my Atlantis coil, all hashed up, just like the coil I just showed you. However, the part that concerns me is when you pull out the cotton and it looks like that, just like a normal Atlantis coil without temperature control. Yeah, it's probably user error as far as I have the device turned up to like 480 degrees, right? 480 degrees, wattage bumped all the way up, and that's how I vape on the Atlantis. It's just how I vape on the Atlantis, with the temperature control coil in there. It didn't last me any longer than a regular 0.5 coil head. The only thing I do notice with using TC, whether I built them or if they came from the factory, yes, new, it does dry me out more. Now, I'm going to attribute that to the NI200 wire because that's the only difference. I also used Japanese cotton in one of my builds in the dripper, and I used regular cotton ball in the other one. No real difference in flavor. The regular cotton ball, I will say, the first couple hits, you did get that like cottony flavor, but that's normal. It just works itself out. But it did dry me out also. You know, just like the mouth and everything was just, man, I need a drink. I can vape on this all day And I know you vapors out there, keep yourself hydrated. Yeah, I'm keeping myself hydrated, alright. We got some moose drool over here. I don't recommend this one. Ruination. Yeah, I don't recommend that. It's very citrusy and really harsh and wow. But this is a real popper too. After, yeah, the Clapton wire is just crackling and popping. I can vape like this for hours and not get this kind of dry mouth that I get using NI200. This is just regular Kenthal. There are Clapton coils in here per se, but even normal regular wrapped wires don't give me that dryness of mouth and throat that the NI200 is giving me. And that is a beautiful vape. It is. No, I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Some 26 gauge wrapped up in there with some 32 gauge on the outside. See those big beasts? This is in the Velocity. And it does boogie. And it'll pop and crackle and do all sorts of nasty stuff. As long as it stays cool, it don't do that. Only when it gets super hot. Let's see here. The Velocity. It's got that one little notch. So your Addy is just, it's in there. It goes in that one notch. That's it. All your airflow lines up. It's beautiful. And it's a Clapton build. We can crank her up a little bit. Not that it's really about this. I'm only rocking this at 49 watts. Not really about that. It's more about the NI200. And I do have this spool around here somewhere. And I do need to find some different builds for it. I did get this, my normal. Go on eBay, hit up Master Clouds. He has all sorts of wire. There it is, round non-resistance wire, NI200, 50 feet of pure nickel. Alright, this is actually really easy to coil. It's super easy to coil. Let's see here. I'll even show you. Why not? It's just really easy to coil. However, it takes a lot of wraps, man. A lot of wraps. And, yeah. Crazy. I'm doing like 11, 12 wraps on some of these. And for single coil, that's what you need for single coil. Which would mean I would need like 22 to 24 wraps each side. What the hell is that going to fit in? Nothing I got. Let me break off a piece of this. Yeah. I've been just using a screwdriver. Alright? And I just lay the wire across that little flat edge right there of the screwdriver, right? And I just make myself a nice, pretty contact. Don't do contact coils. Yeah, we don't end up with a contact, alright? What we do is we make this nice contact coil, right? And get your leads just like that. Y'all just saw me wrap this really soft nickel wire, right? And it's absolutely unbelievably beautiful that my camera doesn't want to focus on today, but it is. And then you just take the two outer coils and give her a bit of a stretch, man. You give her a nasty, messed up stretch like that, and then just spring it back together, and it's perfectly straightened out. I mean, you can't get any cleaner than that. And it's a perfectly spaced out nickel coil. And this singly 3mm screwdriver right here, this singly is coming out around 0.11, and the Snow Wolf won't fire it if I wrap another one just like that and stick it in there and it comes out at 0.05. And it says, too low, man. Too low. What the hell are you doing? Too low. However, I did notice on the Snow Wolf that it'll come up when I push the button. It'll come up and it'll say too low, right? But if I keep doing that, every time you do that, it pulses a little bit of juice into that coil, and that's what changes your resistance. That's how it knows the temperature mode, right? That's how it knows everything. It changes everything, right? So every time you push that fire button, it pulses a little bit of juice in there, and that would work up to like 0.06, 0.07, and then it would work. Crazy, I know, but then it's not really reading what the coil actually is to start off with, so you kind of have to adjust everything down a bit. Yeah, man, I just couldn't get anything to fit. I mean, it's so big. I mean, what I just showed you on there is probably just as much wire right there in the Atlantis coil, right? I probably actually used a hair less, because that coil is twice as big. I don't know. I wanted to fiddle with it. I really wanted to use it in my foggers. I don't get enough use out of my foggers. That's what I was hoping to go for. 26 gauge, I guess, was not the way to go. Maybe I should have went down. Maybe we should have just used the little pissant hair strands of 32 gauge, which probably wouldn't work out very well for my big old hands, but maybe we should have went that route. So, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Oh, I did wrap something else. I wrapped something else, but don't laugh at me. This is it right here. It's in single coil mode. I don't have a drip tip over here. Where's my drip tip? Where is my drip tip? Nobody knows. There it is. So I took 26 gauge Kenthal, and I took 26 gauge non-resistance wire, and I twisted it. And I did. I twisted it. And comes out with this ginormous thing. And I have cotton stuffed in the other side just to block off my airflow on my Helios, because my Helios is dual coil setup only. Dual coil setup only. I don't have an airflow ring on it. Both sides are drilled out. Alright? Really, boy. And yeah, I don't know what he was doing either. But stick the top cap back on, right over the airflow. We'll steal a drip tip that I was using on the fogger, which is actually from the sub tank. I know I'm long-winded. Whatever. Let's see here. And I always, whenever I change stuff over, I always hit it so it says check atomizer. Okay, we checked it. Works fine. Slap on the Helios. Kind of nice because my airflow's on the outside. Kind of enjoy that. New atomizer. New atomizer? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Okay. 0.09. It works quite well. I also have the Doomsday Gourmet Apocalypse in here. What does it taste like? It tastes a little fruity, and it tastes a little florally, actually. Just a touch. It's actually really good, though. Just throw some more in there. Why not? We're here vaping, right? So we throw the old sub-tank drip tip back on it. I like to use the plastic drip tip on my Helioses because the center posts are really close to the top, and I just don't want to have any arcing issues. That's why we're using it. Yeah, it works quite well, and it's quite tasty. However, at a 0.9 build, now it's up to 0.15 after being heated up. But it'll cool back down, and it already is. Dropped all the way back down to 0.09 already. Yeah, you can't put duals of that in there. It's too low. It won't fire. Another thing. A non-recommended Alright? Now, this is not, calm down. This is not, calm down, a temperature control device. Just calm down. Alright, really. Not kidding. Calm down. Because the Sigelei is rated at 0.1 ohm, right? This is actually reading this at 0.2. And it is a 0.15 head. This is not recommended. Talking to you. This is not recommended. Don't do this, is what everybody in the world says. That's not. I couldn't remember where I was at before. Now, if something goes wrong with your device and say all you have is temperature control heads and you have a device that will fire down to 0.15, I am not recommending it, but you can. And I'm going to say turn your wattage down. Turn it way down. You know how you like to vape a 0.5 head at like 4.2 volts or something like that? I'm at 2.1 volts right here. If you can do it, it's not recommended to do it. Because you're not limiting that wire from overheating and burning the crap out of everything and possibly glowing red and releasing whatever nickel wire will release into the atmosphere directly into your lungs. Alright, that being said, I'm at a whopping 23 watts right there. Alright, 1.9 volts. Still probably less harmful than actually having a cigarette. And you're on with your vaping day. Just watch yourself. Just watch yourself. Come on. Just use half the common sense that I used when I filmed this part of the video. Alright? Just half of it. Because there was no common sense there whatsoever. People wouldn't like you to actually do that. But it's not overly hot. I don't feel like sharp shards of nickel wire are going to go flying into my mouth and into my lungs. It actually is a really nice vape right there, even on my wonky ass sub tank. Alright? Alright. That's on. I don't know. If I could wrap the nickel wire that I have, 26 gauge, because I still have like 45 feet. I was playing with a lot of bills the other day. Maybe 40 feet. 40 feet out of 50 feet. I wrapped like 12 different bills. Alright? and rocked the heck out of them. I rocked one. I'll show you one that I rocked at. The one that I posted on Instagram. Now, why not waste wire? Yes, I'm wasting wire. I know. Shush. I bought it. I can waste it, right? Now, this is the one that I posted on Instagram. And I wrapped 2 of these and put them in my dripper. Now I gotta listen to a dog. I wish the dog just went outside. That'd be great. That would be great. Wouldn't it? If the dog just went outside, that'd be awesome. Crazy. So, it's not outside. Let her out. Something like that. So, we took 4, 5. We'll say 5 for this, right? We did 5 wraps, right? Now, if we space this out a little bit, and we keep going, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We have 2 contact coils that we did before. Now, I spaced these out and shrunk them back down, just like I showed you with the other coil. Just grab the ends, rip them loose a little bit, and then squish them back together, which is a little tricky. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Hi, Mama. So, we got that, right? Spaced out 2 coils. I actually did this 10 wraps on each side. And then I just took it. I don't have anything over here right now. But this is basically what I did, but a lot neater looking. And then I didn't have them touch. Ooh, my finger's in the way. Now there's 2 coils side by side. However, they are 1 coil. And still, at 20 wraps, doing it this way, they were spaced out. They weren't touching each other, all pretty and whatever. Just a little weird in the addy. But that still wasn't enough for a satisfying vape. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's what I got for temperature control, wonkiness, and whatnot that I've been fiddling with here the last couple days. Yeah. Enjoy it, don't enjoy it, thumbs up it, don't thumbs up it, whatever. Y'all have fun now, because I know I will.